Man, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have a massive 49ers injury update. It's not fun. It's not great. I'm not happy. I'm sure you guys are not either. This was huge blow to the Victory Monday. It was Victory Monday, and all of a sudden, Kyle Shanahan, we were waiting for all these big updates, and we got some bad news. We got bad news today. A massive, I said massive pause. Daddy pause. But let's talk about it. George Kittle is going to be out multiple weeks with his hamstring injury. They might consider injured reserve, short-term IR. According to Ian Rappaport, it could be about 3 to 5 weeks, according to a source from Ian Rappaport. So 3 to 5 weeks potentially for George Kittle with the hamstring injury. That's huge. Jake Tongas season is going to have to really ramp it up now. I mean, that's a tough break for the 49ers. And then the other one that just was like, what are you talking about? Which one is, but this one just killed me. So Brock Purdy's dealing with a toe and a shoulder injury, left non-throwing shoulder, a toe and a shoulder injury. They say the toe is worse than the shoulder, and they don't know his status for this week's going to be. They don't know if he's going to practice. If Brock Purdy can't play, it's going to be Mac Jones, ladies and gentlemen. What are they doing, man? What are we? Danny says, we're finally healthy. Raj, last week. Yeah, last week we were healthy. It didn't happen anymore. Oh, my God. So Brock Purdy's shoulder, toe injury, and the toe is worse than the shoulder. I mean, if you're a quarterback, you need to be able to plant in that foot. It's not good. And a shoulder's bad, but it's the non-throwing. So, I mean, he can still throw, but planting's going to be tough. So they might have to get Mac Jones in there. Now, the other issue that we've been wanting to know is Jauan Jennings. So let's pull that news up. It's just one after another. It was just one after another. Jauan Jennings, let me get that one up. His MRI came back clean, and the team is still waiting on a CT scan. This is what they're saying. So the MRI on Jauan Jennings' shoulder came back clean, and the team is still waiting on a CT scan. And the good news for him is he does have a chance to play this week. So there's a chance that Jauan Jennings can play this week. And then good old Ben Barch. I called this from a mile away. This man is a sprained knee, and he will be day-to-day. Ben Barch, this man, stay healthy challenge. He can't do it. If there was a stay healthy challenge, he would fail miserably. This man cannot stay healthy. Sprained his knee last night against Seattle. He's day-to-day. Ben Barch, this man. Boo that man. And now some good news. The 49ers are going to look into the kicker situation. Kyle Shanahan said the team is looking into all of that about the kicker situation, and the team is still evaluating a potential change. So that's good. That is good. So they're still going to look into getting a change. So earlier today, there were no tryouts, but they may be able to get a new kicker. They're going to look into getting a kicker for the practice squad, all that stuff. And, other than that, man, it's just been bleak news after bleak news today. It was Victory Monday, and then, boom, all this news hit, and, gosh, man, you hate to hear it. So, they're going to bring in kickers for tryouts, though. That's a good thing, and may look into putting a kicker on the practice squad. That is a good thing. So, let's see. Let me edit that up. I mean, at least they're trying to get something going on with the kicker situation. Let me see. Kyle's going to bring in someone maybe for a tryout and look into putting a kicker on the practice squad at least. At the very least, we're going to get a practice squad kicker. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, other than Jake Moody maybe being replaced, you still got George Kittle dealing with the injury, and then you still have Jauan Jennings, who, again, it might be good news if a CT scan comes up clean now. But, okay, you have Jauan Jennings. You're going to lose George Kittle, and then you might lose Brock Purdy for a week or two, or who knows. So they're going to give Brock Purdy some time to, rest his toe, rest his shoulder, and hope he's ready to play on Sunday. But, oh, man, I mean, if anything, the silver linings, you're playing the Saints, right? But you don't want to take any team lightly, man. That's unfortunate. Debbie says, I think Mac Jones will be okay as long as we have Trent Williams. Yeah, I think Mac Jones, obviously, before the season started, we were all talking about how, okay, if Mac has to come in a few games, we would be okay. Mac might have to come in a few games, and I think we're going to be okay. So at the end of the day, it's a frustrating situation, but I think the Niners will be able to at least win some games with Mac Jones, right? That's what we thought, right? We thought, but I don't know, man. This offense is looking like it's just so banged up. Jennings, Kittle, they gave CMC 31 carries yesterday, and then now he's probably gonna have to have 41 carries after this, So holy smokes, they got Kendrick Bourne today. That's great news. But Kendrick Bourne's gonna have to be like wide receiver 2 now. All of a sudden, he's still got one more week without Demarcus Robinson, so that's not good. So yeah, and then Ben Barch dealing with the injury. I think Connor Colby should just start. I said it all along. Just put in the rookie Connor Colby. Just be done with the Ben Barch project. I get the Niners have too many like sunken fallacy, like just sunken costs, right? The sunken cost fallacies, like they're so committed and they're so like pot committed to so many people, like Jake Moody. They're like, they know it was such a lot of money, not necessarily money, but it was a high draft pick. They put in so much value to having Jake Moody, right? It was a 3rd round pick, and it's like, dang, man, we have to make this work. We have to show that this was a good pick, but it's not. Like, and Ben Barch, it's like, okay, we brought this guy. We thought we were going to save him. He's going to be our left guard. It's not going to happen. He's just not healthy. So it's frustrating. It very is frustrating. I'm excited for Bourne too, Stephanie, but he's going to really have to step up a lot. These injuries are getting ridiculous. This throwback, I know. Arch Manning with sweepstakes. Arch Manning's not coming out this year, so it's not happening. Oh, Kenny says, I think Kyle makes a game plan to make Mac look good to show that they should have taken him and not Trey. Honestly, I mean, when Mac Jones plays, I think he's going to look good with the 49ers. I think Kyle knows how to use, like, I'm not too worried if Mac has to play, especially against the Saints. But now, long term, if Brock's out, I'm a little worried about that. So, Tanisha says, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't force it. This is the motto that Kyle needs to take with transitioning from Moody. I agree, 100%. Renee says, offense is suspicious. We have so much going on with this team so early in the season. I know, it's 1 week, and we're already sitting here going, this guy's hurt, this guy's hurt, this guy's hurt. I was so worried today when I was waiting for the injury report. I was like, it's not going to be good, is it? It's not going to be good, is it? It's not going to be good. I just was like, I just had a bad feeling. And then, boom, everything came out. I was like, oh, Jesus. It does suck for next year. Maybe Lionel Arch next year, yeah. It's just frustrating because this team has so much potential, and we say it every year. We said it especially this year, is if they're healthy, they could be such a good team because the schedule is easy. But it doesn't matter if it's easy. If your team's banged up, your team's going to be relying on young players and undeveloped people. And like some of these guys are going to be good. Like Michael Williams is probably going to be good. It was his first game yesterday. Didn't look great. I mean, he had some moments here and there. If you look at the film, I saw some clips online, and he was not really making a push, but he was getting doubled, right? I saw some promise there, but he's still young. Upton Stout, he's still very young. Marquise Siegel was nice yesterday, so good, right? But there's so many other players that are still learning, and they're all going to take their time. We need our stars. We need George Kittle. We need Nick Bosa. We need Fred Warner. We need these guys. And then if any of those guys miss time, it's like, geez, man. And then on offense, we need, Jauan Jennings and Trent Williams. We need some of these guys, and it's tough without them. So it's going to be rough sledding. I think they could still win games, but it's not going to be easy. And I mean, I know everybody says, easy schedule. And that's why I said before the season started, I was like, don't get caught up on this easy schedule. I hate it. Everybody's like, easy schedule. And I said, no, it's not necessarily easy because no game is easy in the NFL. And then you get injuries, and what happens? So many things happen through a week. So, yeah, Mac Jones legacy game, baby. I know. Lionel says, this is why we tell Kyle to work on the offensive line, and he didn't listen. That's definitely an issue. Last night, Brock Purdy was under his highest amount of pressure in his entire career. He had the highest amount of pressure in his entire career. It's crazy. He was getting pushed around, and it's not just, I know a lot of people say it's Colt McKivitz. He actually played not bad yesterday. There were some moments where we were like, what are you doing, Colton? But like Trent Williams, I love Trent Williams, but he's not the dominating Trent Williams that we come to get used to. Maybe he will be next week. Maybe, he just needs to get into conditioning, but he looked exhausted after the game, which I'm sure most players are. But he just looked like he was like huffing it, man. I was like, wow, he was walking off the field slow. And I mean, at some point, we have to get to the like realization that Trent Williams is going to retire one of these days, one of these years. He's not going to be playing forever. He's not going to be playing when he's, 40 years old, 45, 50, whatever the case is. He's 38. He's getting close to the end. And it's like, dang, man, if he's hurt and then you got Spencer Burford, Ben Barch is hurt, Nick Zakelj, we got some guys that we're really not too high on in the O-line. And the starters didn't even do great. So what are the backups going to do? So, yeah. Man. Louis says, I don't trust Mac Jones. I think he'll do good for the 49ers. Again, I do think Mac Jones is going to be balling, but it's just not just him. Now it's going to be without George Kittle. It's a little bit easier when you have George Kittle. That's not an option. Now you have Jake Tong, the great Jake Tonges. I mean, shout out to Jake, man. He went from catching nothing to catching 3 catches in the game winner to he's about to be getting a lot of receptions or targets because it's time for Jake Tonges to step up without George Kittle. I'm so pissed for George Kittle, dude. Like this guy, every year he gets some stupid hamstring injury or some stupid soft tissue injury. And it's like, good Lord, he trains incredibly hard. So it's not that he's not putting in the work. And then he gets some nagging dumb injury. And then it's like, dang, man, now he's going to be out for a while. This is a rough George Kittle injury. This sucks, man. I feel bad. He was probably going to have just a monster year. He still could, but hamstring injuries are weird, man. They linger and, and he's getting up there. He's getting older. No, I'm not saying up there, but he's like 30, 31. It's tough to deal with those injuries. Man, Trent Williams already missed enough time and rested last season. Yeah, he can't be missing up time anymore. He knew it was coming. I agree with you, Throwback. Saleh out coach Kellen Moore. Robert Saleh is our saving grace. I'm going to tell you this. Robert Saleh looked like he was a head coach out there. I watched back the game and I'm sitting there and I'm going, Robert Saleh is it's like having an extra head coach. He was a head coach, right, with the Jets. It's like having 2 head coaches, but the second head coach we have, Saleh, he's so good. So good. That defense was so money. It's just so money. So at the end of the day, yes, these injuries suck, but the defense is still intact. And that to me is the key. If this defense can just be nasty and keep this team in position to win games, I feel like that's okay right now. I feel like if the defense can do their thing and hold teams to 13 points like they did last night, I feel like 13, whatever the case is. If the 49ers can have their defense holding teams to less than 20, I think we're okay. And I think that's what this defense can do. I really feel that this defense is going to be just top 5. I think so. Like after watching it yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, Robert Saleh. So, yeah, we'll see. The defense did do a great job, Renee. Throwback says we have won ugly games. Yeah, I think last year we would have lost that game. Special teams also worries me, says Danny. Yeah, I know, me too, especially with Moody. Yeah, they are going to be bringing in kickers. They are looking into bringing in kickers. That's good news. Let's see. What if something happens to CMC? Will we be done? I mean, then you got Brian Robinson, but you need CMC. The way the 49ers ran this offense yesterday, they absolutely need CMC. He had 31 touches. 31 touches. He had no reason touching the ball 31 times. And like some of those runs, well, yeah, like 22 runs, 69 yards. Nice. It was like, 3.3 yards per carry. I mean, yeah, he was grinding it out and he has some big plays, but 3 yards, you're just letting him get hit every single time. I don't know if his calf's going to hold up. 22 times he rushed the ball. Are you serious? Oh. Jake the Snake Tonges says, hey, Peter Parker. I know Jake the Snake Tonges, man. That was a clutch game for him yesterday, but he's going to have to actually step in and be more than just that hero from game 1. He's going to have to be a very big time part of this offense. It's crazy. Jake Tonges season, baby. Man, I'm stressed. I'm very stressed out. Very stressed out. These injuries are rough, man. Yeah, miss a few. George Kittle, when I saw that, When I saw that George Kittle, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. I'm just hoping for the best. Good news is we extended Colton McKivitz today. That's the good news, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's the good news. It is the good news. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I don't even know what to say anymore. That game was stressful. I know. Yeah, that game was stressful. Oh, smokes. What do you guys, how are you guys upset? Are you guys, so what are your thoughts? Do you think that the Niners are doomed now that they have these injuries with the, Jake, with Ben Barch, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, potentially Jauan Jennings? There's quite a bit of injuries there. What do you guys think? Are you, is it doom and gloom? Are we cooked? Are we cooked, chat? Or are we okay? We cooked? We're screwed. I'm miserable, says Mike. Horrible. I'm sick to my stomach, says Danny. I know. DJ says, Kendrick, did we sign him? Yeah, we signed Kendrick Bourne today. 1 year, $5 million deal. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Lionel says, I think Kyle and John Lynch is coming to an end soon. I don't know. Throwback says, it looks like he had high hopes for George Kittle to have a big year. But, damn. Yeah, I had very high hopes for him having I thought he was going to have a monster year. I really did. I mean, he still can have a good year, but he missed 3 to 5 weeks. That's a lot of production. That's a lot of production, man. Mike says, I'm going to New Orleans. Yeah. Cosmo, defense is the bright part of this team. I agree. Oh, man. Peter Parker says, Kyle proved again that he's too stubborn. He's going to run CMC to the ground. BR2 is barely going to touch the ball. I kind of have the same gut feeling as you after week 1. I just hope he just changes it up. Give Brian Robinson a few carries, a little bit more, like 4 more. 5 more won't hurt. 22 rushes for CMC was just too much for me. 31 touches in the game. 31 total touches between receptions and catching and running. That's a lot. It's a lot, man. Yeah, when I saw that, I fell to my knees at Walmart. When I saw the George Kittle notification, I fell to my knees in my house. I fell to my knees and I was like, no. Mike says Mac Jones is going to manage the game. I think he will. I think he's going to. I'm not too worried about Mac Jones. I really am not. I'm more worried about getting points because, okay, I think Mac can manage the game. But realistically, it's going to be tough without George Kittle for several weeks. Now, I think we can beat the Saints without George Kittle, okay? No disrespect to the Saints. I think we can still beat them. It's not going to be easy. But then you go and play Arizona, and that's a tough game. And then you got the Jaguars, and then you got the Rams. That's a tough stretch of games. Those are the games that you're probably not going to have George Kittle. I don't know if you win all 3 of those games after the Saints. You might win 1. You might win 2. Could probably be Arizona, but that's not a given. Arizona plays the Niners very good. Rams, tough game without George Kittle. And the Jaguars, you could probably win that one, but I'm not going to lie to you. The Jaguars, they're going to be a tough, scrappy team. You know, they got a new coach, and they want to really prove themselves. So it's going to be tough without George Kittle. It really is. Oh, man. Am I worried about Cam Jordan against our O-line? I'm worried about any good pass rusher against this O-line. I always am. And now Ben Barch is probably going to play day-to-day with the knee sprain, but if Ben Barch plays week 2, he's going to get hurt again. Just get him out of there and start Connor Colby. Like, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, do yourself a favor and just don't play Ben Barch anymore. Just done. Be done with the guy. What is he doing? What? You know what? Some of these guys, I feel like Kyle Shanahan has players that have just dirt on them. They have dirt. Like, Jake Moody has to have some type of dirt on Kyle Shanahan. Although it is nice to hear that he's going to look for other kickers. So, I don't know. Moody needs to go, says Retro Gamer. I agree. Look at the Falcons. They had Young Ho, the kicker, who's been a staple there. He missed the game winner, and they wasted no time looking for new kickers. They're trying out, doing tryouts. Now, I saw that notification this morning, and I was like, the Niners have to. The Niners have to. Now, Kyle Shanahan today says they're going to try out kickers, which finally, the pressure is on, Jake. Jake Rooney Moody. Tanisha says Moody got evidence of Kyle at one of Diddy's parties. I honestly think that's what it's got to be. Like, I think Jake Moody has some incriminating evidence of Kyle Shanahan, like Diddy party, something. He had he saw videos of Kyle at a freak off or something, and he's like, "Oh, what's that, Kyle? What's that?" Oh, no, and he closes the laptop. That's nothing, Jake. What was that? I saw you in a freak off with Diddy. Jake, don't tell the media, please. What do I got to do? And he says, keep me. And he says, all you got to do is keep me on the team. But what if you miss? What if you doink a 27-yard field goal? Well, then, Kyle, your freak off news is not safe with me. Shit's funny, dude. Oh my God. Do I know if Kyle did the play calling? Yeah, Kyle. Kubiak said that he's not going to be calling plays during the regular season. It's going to be Kyle. So he says he helps. He does input. He helps with strategize. But Kyle did call the plays for the week 1. So. That would be cool if John Lynch delivered a stunning blow to McKivitz like Cena. You're crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so upset. Every year it's the same thing. Injury. God, man. My man Peter Parker says Barch is gonna get hurt tying his cleats. I mean, I think Barch is a good player. He's gotta get healthy, man. I mean, yesterday was such a good game. We sat here, we were hyped up. You know, everybody played so good on that defense. I mean, it was a great win, and I was happy today, Victory Monday. But I could definitely feel like the wind has come down, in my set. Like, I feel a little deflated after those injury updates. I'm just like, come on, man. I definitely am a little deflated after that. So I agree, Christine. It is very stressful every year. Yeah, Barch. I don't know. I don't know why they just don't. I just don't know why they don't put it an emphasis on offensive line. I feel like they just don't want to make the O-line better. Like, they'll get some O-line players, they'll get some guys, but I feel like they're just never like, oh wow, it's just like, oh, okay, you gotta get. It's just a guy. He's just an O-lineman. Like, that's his. What do you do? Oh, I play O-line, but it's not like a guy that's like, I'm an O-line dog. I'm a specialist. You know, like some teams that you look at their O-line, you're like, oh man, like the Niners, they get just a bunch of guys and play O-line. It's like nothing special. A lot of mediocre guys. I don't know. That's the vibe I always get. God, man. Godspeed to this team. But we'll see. So real quick, let's recap one more time. I'm going to recap the news for the day, and then I'm going to clear my head because that was a lot of news. So we had breaking news. George Kittle is expected to be out a few weeks, according to Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy, this was the big news update. He suffered a shoulder and toe injury in Seattle, and his status for practice this week is undetermined. The toe is the bigger issue, and the shoulder injury is to his left non-throwing side. Jauan Jennings' MRI came back clean on his shoulder, and the team is still waiting on a CT scan. He has a chance to play this weekend. Ben Barch, of course, he has a knee sprain, and he will be day-to-day. The 49ers are looking into other kickers. They're evaluating a potential change. They may even do tryouts and look for putting a kicker on the practice squad. George Kittle is likely out 3 to 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. That is what Ian Rappaport said. Kyle Shanahan said multiple weeks, but Rappaport said it's probably 3 to 5 weeks. He gave it a timetable, and that's where we're at, Niner fans. That was a lot. It was tough. I'm sure we'll get through this. You guys have a good rest of your day, and turn the page. Tomorrow is officially Saints week. We'll see how it goes. Mac Jones might be our starting quarterback this week. Oh, smokes. Y'all have a good one. Love you. Go Niners.